So, how about we all walk home together?
Alright, Shin Megami Tensei, actually 5, with a newest entry in its good old series by Atlas, you know that, now actually has a release date of November 12 onto the Nintendo Switch only. Here, folks behind the game just revealed trailers focusing on a bunch of demons, the JRPG aspects, fights, interactions, not to mention. If you aren't familiar with it, this is the perfect opportunity to get to know each other for once. Here.
I'm in charge here, in addition to being Japan's Prime Minister. Apologies for dragging you into this. Thank you. I admire your courage.
Am I to understand you went against the condemnation? Answer, boy! Bethel will have no mercy for one who violates the will of God.
I thought you'd be cleaning up the stragglers, but he looks like no angel I've seen. See gods and demons alike fighting over humanity, and Tokyo caught in the crossfire.
Bethel's reinforcements, I presume. The man beside me is Yakumo. I suppose one could say he is my other half.
I am Aogami. We have ascended to become a being known as a Nahobino. However, there's nothing to fear. I shall protect you.
Be a lot easier to get through than the original Diamond and Pearl.
A new trailer for Pokemon Brilliant Pearls and Shining Diamond. The remake was unveiled just now in addition to a Gone Gold announcement that Diamond and Pearl are slated to release November 19th on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, this game looks like it'll bring a lot back from the original game with a few new changes and turns and twists, all in a good way too, apparently. And as always, this is what it's all about.
Generation 4. Since you no longer have to do that, it should help you build out a more balanced team. And on top of that, it will be easier to grow the strength of that team thanks to all Pokemon in your party receiving experience for a fight. Experience share is available from the start and applies to your entire party. It's going to be huge for helping to deal with Diamond and Pearl's level pacing issue.
I will leave your ass here. Nobody is leaving anybody.
This is fucking crazy.
So, not World War Z Aftermath, but a Nintendo Switch version of the original World War Z is also on the way come November 2nd. This is a 4-player co-op third-person, as you can see, a zombie shooter based on a movie franchise of the same name. And in the case of Aftermath, in case you're wondering, there's currently no word on whether it'll even be making its way on the Nintendo Switch or not, so just keep it in mind for now. Let's move on.
I was on the trail of a child, brutally abducted from his village.
What's happened, Foster? Where's my son?
A trail that led to the heart of Union City.
Alright, Beyond the Steel Sky releases at retail and on the Nintendo eShop for Switch, of course, November 30th this year. This is also the latest game to release that month in its list, and it's all for a good reason as well. As in the case of the game itself, it's actually a spiritual successor to a cult classic point-and-click adventure game going by Beneath the Steel Sky, now into a brand new 3D adventure, and it's quite nice as well. To be honest, I mean, after all that polish. Anyway, this is how it looks like.
Both in a lot of trouble.
Luckily, I wasn't alone for long.
Foster! What the hell kept you?
Together, we tracked the missing kid. And nothing in this city was what it seemed.
Sandbox adventure game where you can grow your own worlds. As the last remaining Everheart alchemist, only you can help save the Evertree from the mysterious entity known as the Withering, and welcome people back to the world of Alaria.
So Grow, on the other hand, sung the Evertree, which is a new Animal Crossing hybrid with a heavier focus on building. It was announced a month ago and it's now on its way to Switch November 16. Why Animal Crossing? Because well, you can fish for not only yourself but bears. You get to explore, solve puzzles and loot, plant harvest, more. Check it out in case you've missed it.
A library, a temple. Then try adding different decorations such as gardens, lights or statues. Then go on to customize your buildings with wallpapers, different colors and patterns, as well as decorative or interactive modules. For instance, you can increase the number of people that can live in a house or that work in a shop. Use the shops to purchase useful items like wallpapers, chest keys, batteries, or find awesome clothing and hairstyles for you or to gift to other residents. Let's see what they have for sale. Just make sure they want that beard first. Talking to your town's residents and visitors is a great way of getting to know what they like and dislike.
A beloved Star Wars game is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, actually one of the most iconic classic RPGs of the old 2003s, making its way to the Nintendo Switch November 11th. Nintendo announced no more than a month ago, not to be mistaken with the full-fledged remake of the beloved game. But no, it's actually the original game on its way to the hybrid boy, and here's a brief trailer they came up with just then.
Droids and outcasts in this blend of action, role-playing, and adventure. Will you use the Force for good, or will you be lured to the dark side? Your choices determine the galaxy's fate in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, launching on Nintendo Switch November 11th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
本当のことを知った方がいいって私は思うけどな。だんだん分かってきた気がする。行動力あるよね、あーちゃん。青を私たちのリーダーにしようよ。リーダー
Moving on, we have a new trailer giving us a new look at Blue Reflection. Some other girls, whether even there in the first place, the game's JRPG elements, fights, high school, and other mysteries to boot. Yeah, Second Light Reflection Blue releases November 9th, and if you're an RPG fan, you might want to take a look at the babes at least, so feast on. So the latest entry in the dancing game series is set to launch November 4th and is confirmed to support smart delivery, which is totally unrelated if you own a Switch, unless you have an Xbox. Watching the video, why would you anyway? Pop Stars by KDA will be featured in the new game, Just Dance 2022, just in case you're a fan, and there is a total of more than 40 songs to fudge around with. Check it out. I guess you have nothing better to do at the moment.
Having a Vileaf problem? You don't know what to do anymore? Your search is over. Handy Smurf introduces you to the Smurfizer.
So, besides the fact that Smicroid's killing it with new games this year, these folks just revealed a gameplay trailer for their 3D platformer, The Smurfs Mission Vileaf, which looks like a bit like Super Mario Sunshine in a way, in a few ways actually, nothing crazy, in all in good ways. However, this game was actually supposed to be released in about a week from now, however, it's now pushed to November 16th this year, so just keep it in mind. Wild Heart launches November 16th, and it'll be available both physically and digitally in retail. I mean, what am I talking about? Wild Heart is an action-adventure game and a puzzle one as well that casts you as a actually a child, as you run away from home and into a magical journey. This is what the game is all about. I mean, look like in the flesh, so check it out.
abduction of young Charlotte May. And overnight, everyone became a suspect.
Announced during this year's Future Games show, Conway, Disappearance Dahlia views a thriller game at heart. I mentioned this one the other day. This game is basically a detective novel that takes place in the 50s England, and it's a lovely looking game as well. Anyway, this is the game's showcase from only days back, and it's hitting the hybrid console November 2nd this year.
You asked me to lie to the police. To your daughter, no less.
Not everyone in Dahlia View is as they seem, Mr. Conway.
How could the kidnapper have come to be in the possession of a key?
You keep this kind of thing up, you're gonna end up hurt. Or worse.
Where is my daughter, Mr. Conway?
I could feel it again. That drive. That first pull of the yarn. She'd been missing for days. The police were getting nowhere. Someone needed to do what had to be done. No matter the cost.
Our story begins in the forest, not far from the small village we know so well.
Let's take advantage of this lovely day to go hunt some boars, Obelix.
Asterix and Obelix Slap 'em All is now confirmed for a PlayStation, Xbox, Switch and PC release November 25th, available in both physical and digital forms as well. But what it is, Asterix and Obelix, as you can see, is a side-scrolling 2-dimensional beat-em-up that supports local player co-op as well by the same folks that have been handling these games since 1988. Check it out real quick.
There's more where that came from.
Onwards! Let's get going. Coming in hot!
So Fast and Furious Spy Racers Rise of Shifter with a 1 and 3 in the middle was also announced for Switch and will now launch on the hybrid console November 5. This newest game in its long-running series is said to be bringing intense action from the show on top of a story mode, online and split-screen multiplayer, and tracks set over 5 different locations and a lot more. Check it out, this is what they came up with. Check out Airborne Kingdom, what might look like a city builder at first, and it is a city builder in the sky. So this game's actually been out for quite a while on PC, it's got a BAFTA nomination even, and scores of up to 9 out of 10 on reviewer websites. Now into the Nintendo Switch with all previously released content and more come November 9th. Check it out, it's lovely. Last but not least, by Microids, here we have this, I can't even pronounce, Marsupilami Hoobadventure, I guess, a 2.5D platformer that will take you on a journey of challenges through different locations. This game is actually based upon an anime series with the same name, and if you're familiar with, all that's left is the fact that it's on its way to the consoles and PCs, Switch included of course, November 16th this year. Check it out.